Hey, fellow campers. Thanks for stopping by the channel again. Sheila Camper here. Hey, today I got some intermediate canoe routes for you guys. And I even got something for some friends down in Ottawa. So, all those that live in the Ottawa region, don't worry. Chill Camper's got your back with some canoe routes this time. Okay, as always, we got a couple of rules here. So, all these trips are either 2 to 3 night long, preferably for a long weekend, so less days off work for you. All the trips are going to be around 4 hours of traveling a day maximum. I'm not going to do you guys any dirty, If it's intermediate, I promise you intermediate. And finally, the most important rule, it's got to be fun. Hey, if it's not fun, are you actually canoe camping? Ask yourselves that next time. Here we go, starting it off strong with the Rock Lake Beach Hunt. This one's really good. We're going to start off at Rock Lake, access point number 9, right off the Highway 60, so the canoe rentals will be very solid. The whole point here is to rock and roll on some nice beaches at Harriet and Welcome Lake. So I do this trip in 3 nights. One stop at Lake Louisa on the heavy day, then send it over to Harry and Welcome, and you could even do that. Stay there for 2 nights and enjoy the beaches. But if you don't want to paddle too long on your last day, I'd move over to Penn and Rock Lake. So when you get down to the access point, when you start your journey, the first part of the journey is getting to Lake Louisa. What you don't want to do when you get to the access point is take off and go down the river on the right hand side. You want to stick left on the river, because me and the gang, when we went we got into a little bit of trouble and we went down the wrong way, and it took an old man smoking a cigar fishing telling us we're going the wrong way. So don't start off like we did. Alrighty, so you're paddling down Rock Lake, and now that you've made it to the Lake Louisa portage, you'll notice that it's fairly flat, so it's pretty nice. It's long, 3 kilometers. It's one of the longer portages, but it's flat. And if I can do it, I know you can, especially if you consider yourself an intermediate camper. But there's a halfway point to rest at, and getting into the portage is fairly easy, and getting out is pretty easy too. Hey, quick shout out to camper Nathan that jogged with a canoe on top of his head during the 3 kilometer portage. Hey, so now that you're at Lake Louisa, you got some nice campsite options and also route options. So if you see for the next day, because you're trying to get to Harry and Welcome, you got 2 options in terms of portages. If it was me, I wouldn't take the long one. The long portage, because it's a black line, means it's poorly conditioned. 2.7 kilometers of poorly conditioned portages. I don't know if that's for you, but it's not for me. So my opinion is that I would go as far as possible, but if weather doesn't permit, there's 2 really nice campsites on the right hand side, like the north side of the lake that I've circled. They're both kind of like beach campsites, so they're really nice, and they got a little bit of dune action, so I would go there. But there's also some really nice campsites across the lake from those dunes as well. But if we're sticking to the original plan, we're trying to get to Harry and Welcome, I would go to the island campsite at the end of Louisa that I've also circled. There's also, if that doesn't work out, there's campsites near that, so the contingency plans, so that's good. So now you're leaving Louisa, you've taken one of the 2 portages to get to Florence, and now you're trying to get to either Harry or Welcome Lake. Both of these lakes have a beautiful sand beach campsite, and that's what you're trying to get to. I've highlighted both of them in this map. And big shout out goes out to Algonquin and Beyond for all the trip logs, campsite reviews, and beautiful pictures. All credit to where credit's due. These pictures that you see here of these campsites of Welcome and Harry are both taken by Algonquin and Beyond. And Jeff Map is a great resource for all your kind of map needs of Algonquin, and great notes too there. Okay, now's the tough decision. You've gotten hammered on Lake Louisa, you've gotten hammered on Welcome or Harry Lake, and now you got to pick on the last lake to get hammered on. So are you going to go closer to the parking lot? Start at move from Harry to Rock Lake, or are you going to pick something a little closer? Penn Lake's a really good option, and even staying at Harry are welcome if you don't care about how late you get home and about the travel. You can stay there. Beautiful beach campsites. You can't go wrong. And there you have it. You finished the Rock Lake Beach Hunt loop. You went from Rock Lake to Lake Louisa to Harrier Welcome to Penn, Rock, and there you go. You've just rocked out. Hey, hey, hey. It's not a camping video if I don't remind you. Golden rule. Don't be a dirtbag in the park. Always clean up after yourselves. Don't feed the animals. Don't leave stuff in the, fire. Just be chill. You can be an idiot, but don't be a dirtbag. All right, that was your friendly reminder. Thanks, folks. Chill camper, take it away. Hey, thank you. Alrighty then, let's look into the next camping route, the Cache Lake Loop. So this canoe route starts off at access point number 8, Cache Lake. You'll notice when you pull up that there's a resort on that lake, so you'll see motorboats going around, but really small lake and fairly chill access point. It's not a far drive from the highway, as you can see. And the rentals, the company that I went with, there was $20 canoe delivery fee, but that's not that bad, like whatever, just deliver the canoes to me. You can bring them yourselves, but whatever. So no rush on the first day. The first day I'm making it easy for you. It's your heavy day, you got a bunch of stuff on you. We're going to take it easy on the first day. We're going to go to Delano. Delano is the first campsite. It's only one campsite on Delano, which is great because it's actually a really nice one. Right beside that fern patch. Watch out for the ferns. So the portages aren't too bad. You have a 760 and a 350. However, I believe they might be uphill. Well, the fact that they might be uphill is the reason why I want you to take it easy on that first day. Because the second day, that's the hardest day. So you'll be leaving your nice campsite, hopefully after a nice fire on the beach, and heading down to that big portage right there, the 965. So that's going to be probably your toughest portage of the day, so at least you get it over with right away, and then after that you have some easy ones. In total, it's around 3 kilometers of total portages, and that should take you around 2 hours. Plus the paddling, I would say it's around 3 to 4 hours of traveling. Hey, if any crazy campers out there can do these, let me know. Give me a shout out because I'm actually really interested about these portages. 3 kilometers, not too bad, but if they're really uphill, I'd love to know. Okay, back to our regular programming. So you're leaving from Delano, you've done your 3 kilometers worth of portages, and now you have to get to a campsite. You need to come, finally find a place to hang out, give high fives, and maybe eat some food. So you can either go to Bone Chair Lake, which has those 3 campsites that are very viable for your adventure, if you don't want to do the extra travel. But if you're going to go to either Phipps or Kirkwood, here's my suggestion, is that you probably should go to Phipps, because after all the portaging, then going to the 175 portage after Bone Chair, going through low water, like that, sometimes there might be high water, but if they put that on the map, there's a good reason for it. You're probably going to have to go through dams and all this fun stuff. You don't want to go all the way to Kirkwood. You just want to go to Phipps, and look at that. I've already ranked them. Kirkwood, still a good campsite, don't get me wrong, but that's the third one I would go to. It's just because it's far. So those are my suggestions for day 2. Okay, final stretch of the loop. So you got 3 options heading out from either Kirkwood or Phipps. You can do the party at party, getting hangry on harness, or go to bed on head. Can you tell I'm doing this way too late at night? Hey, but that doesn't matter. Let's check in with these 3 last lakes. So Party is a beautiful lake, and it's actually nice. There's 2 campsites, but only one permit for that lake. So that lake's actually a really viable option. And I've highlighted the one campsite there because that's the one I stayed on when I was on party, and I think it's the better one of the two. So your next option for your last night in Algonquin Park after party would be Harnessed. Harness Lake is a decent lake with nice cliff sides and above average campsites, but none of the campsites from my research have seemed to be extraordinary. So I would stay on party because I really like the nice sounds of the waterfalls. You'll see them when you're portaging from party to Harness because there's a little bridge that goes over them. So yeah, I would stay at party. That would be my first pick. But sometimes permits don't work out that way, so Harness still a good viable option. So I was gonna cover Head Lake last, but honestly, this video is already pushing it. Head Lake's fine, but I would stay on Party Lake. I would go from Delano to Phipps to Party, keep it nice on the last day, make it easy because the second day was pretty rough. And then on that final day on the way back home, it's a 2-hour trip with the 2 portages, but that's fine. Just stick with that 2-hour trip on the last day from Party, not all that bad. And with Head Lake and Harness Lake, you do share the lake with hikers, so you never know who's hiking down those trails and what type of weapons they might have, knives, butcher axes, so I just like to hang out with canoers because we gotta pack light, and so there's not gonna be any murder weapons, but you never know who's walking down those crazy trails, hellhounds, who knows. So a couple notes to close off the Cache Lake loop. Heading down from Party to Harness to Head and then back to Cache to finish off the loop isn't all that bad. You actually go through some fun dams, and the portages are downhill, thankfully. And that really long portage isn't too bad because it's just flat, so no problems there. Wow, you made it this far. Cheers to you. Hey, I promised my Ottawa friends a canoe route. Well, guess what? It's way too late, and this video's been going on for way too long. So here's what we call a teaser in the industry. Guess what we got for next week? Bassin Lake? No, wouldn't do that. Access Point 20, Sack Lake? Who do you take me for? No. Next week, we're talking water slides and Grand Lake. Tune in. Oh, and thanks for stopping by the channel, everyone. Hope you're happy campers. See ya.